All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Sunil Verma and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Mirabai Chanu wins first gold medal for India at Commonwealth Games 2022. Creates new Commonwealth record in 49 kg weightlifting. Bindya Rani Devi bags silver in 55 kg category. President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulate winners. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Home Minister Amit Shah says states must work in tandem with centre to fight drug menace. National Security Advisor Ajit Dopal says anti-social forces creating religious animosity in the country. 5G telecom services to be rolled out in the country from October this year, says Communications Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. Direct flight between Delhi and Devghar in Jharkhand flagged off. West Bengal police detains 3 Congress MLAs from Jharkhand with huge amounts of cash in Howrah. Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe invites all parties to form a national government. And BCCI announces Team India squad for upcoming ODI series against Zimbabwe beginning 18th August in Harare. In the Commonwealth Games 2022, Tokyo Olympic silver medalist weightlifter Saikhom Mirabai Chanu has claimed India's first gold medal in the women's 49 kg event at Birmingham. Chanu lifted a total of 201 kilograms in snatch and clean and jerk to give India their third medal at the Games. Bindya Rani Devi Sorokhaibam won silver medal in women's 55 kg weightlifting category. Bindya Rani lifted a total of 202 kg in snatch and clean and jerk event. Earlier, Indian weightlifter Sanket Sargar clinched a silver medal in the men's 55 kg category. Guru Raja Pujari got bronze medal in the men's 61 kg finals. So far, India has won 4 medals in the CWG 2022. All these medals are in weightlifting. Indian boxer Lovelina Borgohain defeated New Zealand's Ariane Nicholson in the light middleweight 70 kg category. In badminton, India beat Sri Lanka 5-0 in Group A second mixed team event. Indian men's table tennis team secured a 3-0 win over Northern Ireland. In squash, Saurabh Ghoshal secured 11-4, 11-4, 11-6 win against Sri Lanka's Shamil Vakil in the men's singles round of 32 event. India defeated Wales 3-1 in their women's hockey pool A game at Birmingham, and India beat Australia in the final league match of badminton mixed team event.
Listen to Commonwealth Games quiz with AIR News Sportscan at 7:20 p.m. every day. All you have to do is reply to a question on the Commonwealth Games. Email your answers at airsportscan@gmail.com. The first correct answer will be selected as the winner and rewarded with a jersey of the Indian Commonwealth Games team. So keep cheering to India, listening to Sportscan at 7:20 p.m. on FM Gold 100.1 MHz and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.
President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have congratulated winners at the Commonwealth Games 2022. In a tweet, Mrs. Murmu said, "You have made India proud at the Commonwealth Games." She also extended her best wishes for many more such inspiring feats. In his message, the Prime Minister congratulated weightlifter Mirabai Chanu on winning gold medal. He said, "The exceptional Mirabai Chanu makes India proud once again. Every Indian is delighted that she has won a gold and set a new Commonwealth record at the Birmingham Games, and her success inspires several Indians, especially budding athletes," he added. Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur has also congratulated winners at the ongoing Commonwealth Games 2022 in Birmingham. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts to the people in the country and abroad through Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. today. It will be the 91st episode of the monthly radio program. The program will be broadcast on the entire network of All India Radio and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on AIR mobile app. It will also be live streamed on the YouTube channels of AIR News, DD News, PMO and the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. AIR will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will also be repeated at 8 p.m. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has invited all citizens to tune in to July's edition of Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. today. In a tweet, Mr. Modi has also shared the June edition of Mann Ki Baat booklet that covers topics such as India's strides in space, glory in the sports field and Rath Yatra.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that the states must work in tandem with the centre to fight the menace of drugs. He pointed out that the drug problem is more in Punjab and assured full support to the border state in fighting the menace. Addressing a conference on drug trafficking and national security organized by the Narcotics Control Bureau NCB in Chandigarh yesterday, he said the centre stands shoulder to shoulder with Punjab in the fight against drugs. Mr. Shah said the centre will also set up a forensic lab in Amritsar. He added the centre had adopted a zero-tolerance policy towards drugs, which is necessary to achieve the objective of a healthy society and prosperous nation.
बहुआयामी अप्रोच के साथ गृह मंत्रालय इस लड़ाई के आगे हम चले हैं। इसके लिए हमने ढेर सारे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म्स भी किए, ढेर सारी नई पद्धतियां भी विकसित की है। राज्यों को इसके साथ जोड़ने के लिए प्रोएक्टिव अप्रोच लिया है। एक और फोरेंसिक साइंस के क्षेत्र में सबसे आधुनिक से आधुनिक फोरेंसिक साइंस की लैब भारत में मादक द्रव्यों के लिए उपलब्ध हो, इसके लिए नेशनल फोरेंसिक साइंस यूनिवर्सिटी के कैंपस में एक सेंटर भी स्थापित है। दूसरी ओर कानून को कठोर करने के लिए सबके साथ हमारी चर्चाएं भी चल रही। तीसरी ओर एनकोड के माध्यम से जिला तक का कहीं भी किसी भी प्रकार का लूपहोल्स न रहे, इस प्रकार का समन्वय तंत्र बनाने का काम भी गृह मंत्रालय ने 2019 से करा है।
The National Security Advisor Ajit Dobhal has stressed on the need to maintain the unity of the country. He said there are some elements in the country that are trying to create acrimony and conflict in the name of religion and ideology. Speaking at an event organized by the All India Sufi Sajjad Nashin Council in New Delhi, Mr. Dobhal said the way India is progressing will benefit people from all religions.
चंद लोग धर्म के नाम पर या किसी और विचारधारा के नाम पर हिंसा का, दो लोगों के अंदर वैमनस्य पैदा करने का, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्रिएट करने का प्रयत्न करते हैं। उसका प्रभाव देश के अंदर भी होता है और देश के बाहर भी होता है। और अगर हमें इसका मुकाबला करना है तो जैसे कि शाहजादा नशीर साहब ने बिल्कुल दुरुस्त फरमाया कि हम लोगों को एक चुपचाप सहने वाले स्पेक्टेटर की तरह न होकर जमीन पर काम करना पड़ेगा, अपनी आवाज को बुलंद करना पड़ेगा, अपने आप को संगठित करना पड़ेगा और अपने अंदर अगर कुछ गलतफहमियां हैं तो उनको दूर करना पड़ेगा। ये हमारा एक मुल्क है जिसपे हमें फख्र है, जहां पर विभिन्न धर्म सैकड़ों वर्षों तक देश को आगे बढ़ाने में उन सब का एक बहुत बड़ा किरदार है।
Union Communications Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has said that 5G telecom services will be made available in India from October 2022 onwards. He said the government will allocate the spectrum soon after the end of 5G auction, which will lead to rollout of services in October. Mr. Vaishnav was addressing a press conference in Mumbai after an investors summit. Stating that the 5G rollout all over the world has been slow, he said India will have a much faster rollout of 5G compared to many other nations. He said in case of high pricing for 5G services, the government will intervene and state-owned BSNL will act as a market balancer. Mr. Vaishnav added that the government has fetched 1.49 lakh crore rupees from 5G spectrum auction till Saturday and expressed the confidence that this would cross 1.5 lakh crore rupees.
I thank the entire industry participants for such a good response to the 5G auctions. On our part, we reduced the price of spectrum significantly. There was close to 30 to 50% reduction in various bands, and many other things like the spectrum usage charge was removed, bank guarantees were removed, payment terms were simplified. Now there is no upfront payment. You can pay over a period of 20 years. So that reduces the cash flow stress significantly. So those kind of things have been done, and that has resulted in the great response to the auction. It is still going on. I hope it crosses 1,50,000 crore.
direct flight between Delhi and Devghar in Jharkhand was flagged off yesterday. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya M. Scindia and Minister of State for Civil Aviation General V.K. Singh virtually inaugurated the direct flights operated by Indigo. The airline will be deploying an A320neo, which is a 180-seater twin turbofan engine passenger aircraft. The total number of departures from Devghar will be 11 daily. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Scindia said, Baba Baidyanath Dham in Devghar is an international religious heritage site. He expressed pleasure that his ministry has helped millions of pilgrims to visit Devghar.
Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has said that nutritious grains should again get a respectable place in our food plate. He said on the initiative of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the United Nations has declared 2023 as the International Year of Millets, under which the group of ministers has also been entrusted with the responsibility to promote Nutri-cereals. The minister said many programs have been planned by the central government at the local, state, national and international levels. Mr. Tomar visited the Millets Culinary Carnival at Delhi Haat yesterday, organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. The festival is a major step towards celebrating the International Year of Millets 2023, where the use of millets in various cuisines is being displayed during live cookery shows. In the festival, eminent chefs from different parts of the country have also participated. Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia has said the country has moved towards an accessible, affordable and patient-friendly healthcare system. He was addressing the Foundation Day and Convocation Day of the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Medical Sciences and Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital in New Delhi. He said the government has created India's health vision of Amrit Kal for the next 25 years. The minister said the aim of the government is to ensure health for all to even the remotest area of the country by strengthening primary, secondary and tertiary healthcare systems.
हमने 25 साल का अमृत काल का हेल्थ सेक्टर का विजन तैयार किया है, जो आने वाले दिनों में आपका एक समृद्ध भविष्य लेके आएगा। एक बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी हेल्थ सेक्टर के लिए, हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल के लिए लेके आएंगे। और इसलिए हमने हील इन इंडिया और हील बाय इंडिया दो विषय पर विचार किया है। हील इन इंडिया क्या है दोस्तों? हिंदुस्तान के पास बेस्ट डॉक्टर है, जिसकी दुनिया में ख्याति है। एफोर्डेबल बट क्वालिटी हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम इंडिया में है। दुनिया इंडिया में आए और यहाँ स्वस्थ होके जाए।
India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 204 crore 23 lakh mark. More than 27 lakh vaccine doses were administered yesterday. The Union Health Ministry said that more than 6 crore 69 lakh vaccine doses have been administered to the children in the age group of 12 to 14 years so far. Over 8 crore 97 lakh precaution doses have been administered to the identified categories of beneficiaries, including healthcare workers, frontline workers, and people above 18 years of age.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Mirabai Chanu wins first gold medal for India at Commonwealth Games 2022. Creates new Commonwealth record in 49 kg weightlifting. Bindya Rani Devi bags silver in 55 kg category. President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulate winners. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Home Minister Amit Shah says states must work in tandem with centre to fight drug menace. National Security Advisor Ajit Dobhal says anti-social forces creating religious animosity in the country. 5G telecom services to be rolled out in the country from October this year, says Communications Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. Direct flight between Delhi and Devghar in Jharkhand flagged off. West Bengal police detained 3 Congress MLAs from Jharkhand with a huge amount of cash in Howrah. Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe invites all parties to form a national government. And BCCI announces Team India squad for upcoming ODI series against Zimbabwe beginning 18th of August in Harare. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी कर रहे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो लाया है अभ्यास, एक ऐसा प्रोग्राम जहां आपकी जिज्ञासा को लगेगा विराम, क्योंकि व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 या फिर abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर भेजें। आपके सवालों के जवाब हमारे एक्सपर्ट शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे देते हैं। इस बार का विषय है पॉलिटिकल साइंस, तो आप रेडी हो जाएं अपने सवालों के साथ। रवाना कर दें हमें जल्द से जल्द। अंतिम तारीख 3 अगस्त। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday launched Power Ministry's flagship revamped distribution sector scheme. The scheme aims at improving the operational efficiencies and financial sustainability of the distribution companies, DISCOMs, and power departments. It is being implemented with an outlay of over 3 lakh crore rupees over a 5-year period from 2021-22 to 2025-26. The scheme was unveiled by the Prime Minister during a program marking the culmination of Ujjwal Bharat Ujjwal Bhavishya Power at 2047 through video conferencing. The Prime Minister also dedicated and laid foundation stone of various green energy projects of National Thermal Power Corporation (NTPC) worth over 5,200 crore rupees. These include floating solar projects in Ramagundam, Telangana and Kayamkulam in Kerala, Nok Solar Project in Rajasthan, Green Hydrogen Mobility Project in Leh, and Kavas Green Hydrogen Blending with Natural Gas Project in Gujarat. Mr. Modi also launched the National Solar Rooftop Portal, which will enable online tracking of the process of installation of rooftop solar plants. As a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with the listeners tomorrow. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. And now, let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember great revolutionary freedom fighter Udham Singh, who was executed by the British on the 31st of July 1940 for assassinating Michael O'Dwyer, the former Lieutenant Governor of Punjab, to avenge the wrongs of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre.
Udham Singh was deeply inspired by Bhagat Singh and called him his guru and best friend, and carried a photograph of him in his wallet. Bhagat Singh's influence on Udham Singh can be gleaned from a letter the latter wrote in March 1940, where he says,
It is since 10 years when my friend Bhagat Singh has left me behind, and I'm sure after my death I will see him as he is waiting for me. It was the 23rd when they hanged Bhagat Singh, and I hope they will hang me on the same date as he was.
Like Bhagat Singh, Udham Singh too used his trial as a platform to put forward his political and revolutionary ideas. In his trial, Singh asserted,
I did it to protest, and this is what I mean. We are suffering from the British Empire. They order machine guns to fire on Indian students without hesitation. I have nothing against the public at all. I have more English friends in England than I do in India. I have great sympathy with the workers of England, but I am against the dirty British government. You people are suffering the same as I am suffering.
Udham Singh, just like his friend Bhagat Singh, ended his court speech with slogans advocating revolution and the abolition of British imperialism.
The accused would be hanged till death.
Shaheed-e-Azam Udham Singh was hanged on the 31st of July 1940 at Pentonville Prison. In 1974, Singh's remains were exhumed and repatriated to India. The casket was received by Indira Gandhi, Shankar Dayal Sharma and Zail Singh.
On the 2nd of August 1974, his ashes were divided into 7 urns and distributed, one each to Haridwar, Kiratpur Sahib, Roza Sharif, Sunam, and the museum at Jallianwala Bagh, and 2 urns to the library of the Shaheed Udham Singh Arts College in Sunam. All India Radio News salutes the great revolutionary freedom fighter.
We also remember freedom fighter Dhiran Tirthagiri Gaundar, popularly known as Dhiran Chinnamalai, who was martyred on the 31st of July 1805. Belonging to the Gaundar community, Chinnamalai was one of the commanders in the Polygar Wars, notably during the Second Polygar War that took place in 1801-1802.
Dhiran Chinnamalai was born on the 17th of April 1756 in Melapalayam near Erode, Tamil Nadu. He helped Tipu Sultan in his war against the British and were instrumental in victories at Chitteswaram, Mazavalli and Srirangapatna.
After Tipu's death, Chinnamalai settled down at Odanilai in Kongu Nadu and constructed a fort there and defeated the British in battles at Kaveri in 1801, Odanilai in 1802 and Arachalur in 1804.
Chinnamalai left his fort to avoid cannon attack and engaged in guerrilla warfare. He was captured by the British and was hanged at Sankagiri Fort on the 31st of July 1805. AIR News salutes the great freedom fighter. That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
अब हर घर की छत पर शान से फहरेगा तिरंगा, गुनगुनाए जाएंगे नव विकास के गीत, आन बान शान का प्रतीक राष्ट्रध्वज तिरंगा। आइए आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के पावन अवसर पर इस स्वाधीनता दिवस हर घर फहराते हैं तिरंगा और लेते हैं भव्य और सशक्त भारत के निर्माण का संकल्प।
आइए हर घर फहराएं तिरंगा।
West Bengal police has nabbed 3 Congress MLAs with huge cash in their car in Howrah. The 3 legislators are from Jharkhand. Howrah SP Swati Bhangalia said the police have apprehended 3 Congress MLAs, Irfan Ansari, Rajesh Kachap and Naman Bixel, with huge amounts of cash. She said the police would be able to count the cash only after the arrival of counting machines. Following the development, Jharkhand BJP General Secretary Aditya Sahu hit out at the Congress and said that ever since its government came to power in the state, corruption is on a rise. He also mentioned that even earlier large amounts of cash were caught in Jharkhand at officers' homes. Actor Rasik Dave, known as appearing in Hindi and Gujarati films and shows, passed away following a prolonged illness. He was 65. His mother-in-law and veteran actor Sarita Joshi informed that Dave, who had been suffering from kidney ailments for the past 4 years, breathed his last yesterday evening. The actor began his career in 1982 with a Gujarati film titled Putravadhu. In Hindi films and TV shows, the actor is best known for his work in Hrishikesh Mukherjee-directed movie Jhoti, TV shows like Ek Mahal Ho Sapnon Ka, Mahabharat and Sanskar Dharohar Apnon Ki. The actor, along with his wife, popular artist Ketki Dave, had also formed a theatre company.
Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe has invited members of parliament to form an all-party national government in the island nation. Mr. Wickremesinghe has already begun a conversation with the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, and it is likely to conclude in a week. The National Freedom Front, led by MP Vimal Veeravansa, has also set up a positive signal pledging support to the President.
The Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, has announced Team India's squad for the upcoming ODI series against Zimbabwe, starting 18th of next month in Harare. Shikhar Dhawan will lead the 15-man squad in Zimbabwe in 3 ODIs, with regular captain Rohit Sharma being rested. The 3 ODI series will end on the 22nd of next month, after which Indian contingent will travel to United Arab Emirates for Asia Cup.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius, maximum will be 33. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature 26, maximum expected 31 degrees Celsius. Chennai will have thunderstorm with rain. Minimum temperature 28, maximum expected 35 degrees. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 34 degrees. Jammu and Srinagar will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Leh and Gilgit will have a generally cloudy sky with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Muzaffarabad will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Visakhapatnam and Bengaluru will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers, while Hyderabad will have a generally cloudy sky with intermittent rain. Guwahati, Itanagar, Imphal, Shillong, Kohima, Aizawl and Itanagar will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers, and Gangtok will have a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Medals start to come. Chanu wins gold, writes Hindustan Times about India's performance on Day 2 at the Commonwealth Games 2002. Chanu wins India's first gold at Commonwealth Games, headline Sunday Pioneer, showing a photograph of an elated weightlifter, Mirabai Chanu. India's first monkeypox patient recovers, informs the Sunday Tribune. On the other hand, Sunday Times informs that a youth has died in Kerala and monkeypox is suspected. PM urges states to expedite clearing 2.5 lakh crore power dues is the top headline in the Economic Times. Incessant rains triggers landslides in Uttarakhand, writes the Asian Age. Chinese ship set to dock in Sri Lanka, headlines the Hindu. Colombo says it is arriving for replenishment, writes the paper. Delhi to bring back old liquor policy, gives 1 month for transition, writes Sunday Times. And finally, 75 Bharatiya games, including Gilli Danda and Kanche, are set to be introduced in schools under Education Ministry's Indian Knowledge System initiatives, reports the Hindustan Times.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Mirabai Chanu wins first gold medal for India at Commonwealth Games 2022. Creates new Commonwealth record in 49 kilogram weightlifting. Vindhya Rani Devi bags silver in 55 kilogram category. President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulate winners. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Home Minister Amit Shah says states must work in tandem with centre to fight drug menace. National Security Advisor Ajit Dobhal says anti-social forces creating religious animosity in the country. 5G telecom services to be rolled out in the country from October this year, says Communications Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. Direct flight between Delhi and Devghar in Jharkhand flagged off. West Bengal police detains 3 Congress MLAs from Jharkhand with huge amounts of cash in Havara. Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe invites all parties to form a national government, and BCCI announces Team India squad for upcoming ODI series against Zimbabwe beginning 18th of August in Harare. And with that we end the morning news. Have a nice day.